Hello, everybody. You should be able to hear me now, I guess. You should be able to hear me now. Hello, hello. Awesome. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. It's good to be here. It's kind of my first time doing a live stream, so no idea how this is gonna go. But yeah, happy to see you all here. There's actually quite a few of you here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, thank you so much for joining the live stream. And as you all know by now, the idea here is to give away the Rokoko full body motion capture suit. But yeah, we're gonna do a little bit more than that. We're gonna play a game to give the suit away, and besides that, I'm free here for you guys to ask me questions or, pick my brain on anything Blender or 3D related that you guys might want to learn about. I wish I had as many subs as PewDiePie as well. But yeah, like I said, this is my first time streaming, so I'm gonna, watch a little bit of the screen every now and then, try and react to as much of your comments as possible, as far as that's possible. And yeah, before we begin, I'd like to say thank you so much for all your comments. I actually got a ton of comments on this video, especially seeing the views. So that was really great to see. There were some very, very nice comments as well, which I thought was great. Obviously, there were quite a few comments that actually were done by ChatGPT, I think. But that's fair game, especially seeing the video topic. So my real name is Jesse or Jesse. But yeah, you can call me Kaizen or whatever works for you. Yes, I am coming to Blender Conference 2023. So I was there as well for last year, but I'll be there again this year. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I really enjoyed seeing all of your comments. I bundled all of them up in a very, very big document, which I have over here. And in total, because I had to close off submissions at some point, I closed it off, I think 15 minutes ago. In total, there's about 400 people in here. And I see I still need to remove some doubles here. So, because, there were some people who tried to be a little bit sneaky and leave behind 4 comments, get the chance to win the suit 4 times. So yeah, I gotta fix that. And in the meantime, I'll answer some more questions. When you started YouTube tutorials, did you feel like maybe you weren't good enough? Yeah, I still feel that way. So I think we all call that imposter syndrome. I have 2 screens, by the way. But yeah, imposter syndrome is a real thing. It's a real struggle for anybody doing practically anything. And for us as artists, it's a lot more intense because we are confronted with so much other work by other people. I have like a double imposter syndrome complex, I guess, because I have one as an artist and one as a creator as well. So that's kind of a double thing. The real way to deal with it is to just make stuff and put it out there. When I made my first tutorial, it was quite bad. Now looking back on it, but at the time I was pretty happy with how it went. And most of all, I just wanted to do a actual tutorial, put it out there and just see what the response was. And after putting it out there, I noticed that quite a lot of people actually seem to like it, which, to me was like confirmation of, oh, wait, however much I think my skills might not be good enough, there are people out there that think my skills are good. They are up there and to create nice stuff. So that's like a confirmation of the skills you have, which is very important to get. So by putting stuff out there, you can overcome imposter syndrome because you'll get feedback from other people. You get nice comments. Obviously, you'll get some bad comments as well. but in my experience, at least, the amount of bad stuff you get is way less than the good stuff, so it outweighs each other. Thank you, Harnai, for I worked quite a lot on this background. You might also recognize it from my last video where I recreated my room in 3D. By the way, if you haven't checked that out, it's really a fun video. I photo scanned my entire room, so pretty big project, but I enjoy doing it. In the meantime, I was trying to remove doubles here, so let's see. Okay. Yeah, there's one person who commented 4 times. Very, very sneaky. Let's see, is there any more doubles? Yep, there's another one. I'll actually show you guys all of these so you can see as well. Yeah, I am removing doubles manually. You know, I tried doing this all sort of smart and through AI, but it was actually quite hard to do. And I felt like setting it up would have been more work in that case. So, you know, it's only a couple hundred entries anyway. So, yeah. Cool. Yeah, that seems to be about all of them. Captain Furball, yeah, I guess you have to get comments from people that know 3D stuff, but then again, to sort of improve the way you feel about your own performance as an artist, it doesn't really matter, because in the end, you're usually not selling your work or whatever skills you have to people who know 3D. You're usually presenting it to people who don't know 3D, who just look at the picture or the image or the video, whatever. And because that's the case, their opinion in that regard is also very valid, because their opinion is representative of the actual target audience you are going to aim towards if you're, for example, a freelancer. So I think their opinion does definitely matter in regards to, you know, cranking up your own self-worth as an artist, I guess. Entries are closed, Tornadre. Just taking a quick sip here. Yeah, so sadly, no more participations, guys. You had to comment on the video, which is, so let me just link it. Or can somebody actually, no, I don't think you guys can link videos. Let's see. This is the video. And you know, everybody who commented gets a fair chance. I'm curious, what do you think? Do you think you still need an anatomy knowledge for heavily stylized characters? I believe when it comes to knowledge that having more is always better than having less. So the more you know about a subject, the more knowledgeable you will be, the more people will view you as an expert. So having anatomy knowledge for stylized characters is still very, very useful, because you can explain to people why a movement is the way it is, for example, besides, you know, saying, I think it looks good, which again is a valid opinion as well. If you have experience, you have no idea what anatomy is, but you feel like the motion looks good and it does look good, then yeah, you're right. But having the knowledge to explain something and be able to tell people and show them why you did what you did makes all of your choices more valid. So, yeah. How many years of experience do you have? I actually, probably to many of you guys' surprise, I don't have that much experience. At this current moment, I have about 4 years of experience in 3D. In total, I have about 15 years of experience as a designer, but I used to be a 2D designer, so graphic designer and art director. So I don't actually have that much 3D experience. And what I try to do, the funny thing, is when I started this channel, I wanted an outlet for 3D, and I sort of, knowing myself, if I don't have like an a way to do that, I procrastinate and play games instead. So the channel was kind of my way to force myself to work on my 3D skills more. And yeah, that sort of blew up, and here we are today giving away a $3,500 motion capture suit. So time has flown. Hey, do you think a laptop with RTX 3050 GPU with 4 gigabytes for VRAM? Prabut, yeah, I think that's okay. 4 gigs of VRAM is not much. I have 8 gigabytes of VRAM myself, and I still run into GPU VRAM memory issues a lot when rendering, especially when doing like environment stuff. So a while back I did an environment video using Grasswald with like a bunch of nature assets and stuff. Yeah, it works, but you do run into a lot of crashes when rendering. And Nullify, I just have like a noise gate, and I run everything to a Go XLR, like a audio interface. So that definitely helps. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I see a lot of questions, guys. So I'm just reading through them all, trying to go over them. Yes, that is Meganim in the background. Look, I'll grab him. Ta-da! I don't speak Dunglish because that's actually a word I'd never heard before, by the way, Dunglish. But yeah, I took bilingual education starting high school. So I did my entire high school in English, even though I am from the Netherlands. So yeah, that helped a lot. Officially, I'm a near native speaker. So yeah, that's why. And yes, you will still be able to win with Thickman as your name. It's actually going to be funny if that name wins. Stachersky, the submissions for the giveaway have officially closed. So if you haven't commented on the video before, then yeah, sorry. But in this case, there's no way of attaining the suit anymore. Yeah, Kyle, I definitely think you can get amazing animation without a mocap suit. So if you look at like Pixar movies, for example, they still do a lot of stuff with hand animation, and they look amazing. One of the most valuable things a motion capture suit offers is all that very, very tiny secondary animation. So when you move your arm, it's, very robotic like this. A lot of people would just animate this part of the arm going like that, but your shoulder is moving as well. Your arm is going up and down. There's so much more going on than just this part of your hand moving. So a motion capture suit obviously captures all of that, which is why it's so powerful. But hand animation, yeah, like Doodle-Doo said, it does have the option to be more accurate or more stylized or more precise. In a way, you can achieve the result that you are looking for more exactly, I guess. Ethiopia, and I'm not going to say the last name. I'm just going to butcher your name. Render clouds cost effective. Yeah, there's a ton of render clouds, and some of them are cheap, some of them are more expensive. In my opinion, if you have a very low NPC, render farms are definitely worth it. If you have a higher NPC, like I do myself, I never use render farms. So I can just, render on my PC, let it render during the night, and usually most of my projects are done. Yeah. If you do run out of GPU memory, Bro Motion Pictures, a lot of fixes are either limiting the amount of textures in your scene. So image textures in particular, they take up a lot of VRAM. And if you have hundreds of different image textures, you're quickly going to run out. So I'd either limit the amount of textures or the quality of the textures. So if you're using 4K image texture, for example, try and use 1K if that's fine for the object. So if you have objects in the foreground, you probably want to use 4K, but all the objects in the background could be 2K or 1K even, or maybe even lower, 512, for example, which will ensure a lot less VRAM being used for that. And besides that, you can also limit the amount of vertices or faces in your scene, maybe use some simplify options, limit the amount of subdivisions, all those types of things. Stachersky, it closed about 20 minutes ago, maybe a little bit more. Harnai, yeah. So I animated Kai by wearing the suit, essentially. So I had all these animations sort of with the suit on, pre-made them. Then I took Kai into Blender, added a rig, I believe. I can actually show you guys. That's probably more fun. Ali Sharif, I think using paid programs or add-ons is essential for saving time, not per se for the result. So if you're good enough, you don't need anything. But very simply put, if you need like a wood material for a project and you make it yourself, yeah, that's fine, but it might take you 2 hours. But if you have like an add-on which comes with materials, then you could just, click and drag the material on there and be done, and that would save you a bunch of time. All right, so let's open up the file here. There's a bunch of files. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, this is basically it. So this is a rigged, very low poly character. For anybody wondering, I intentionally made it low poly. I wanted it to look like a PlayStation 1 game character, just to nicely offset the real version of me. But yeah, so this is a very low poly Kai character. And as you can see, it has a skeleton here. So if I just show that, there it is. And yeah, it just works. This is the mocap I got out of Rokoko. And yeah, that's just me standing there talking, moving my arms. Yeah, and I mean, setting it up wasn't exactly easy. And as you can tell, there's still some stuff going wrong. Like, for example, my hands, they're completely inside of my body right now. So yeah, there's still a lot of fixes that could be done to make this look perfect. However, I didn't really care because that was sort of the point. And another reason for me to use the low poly character style, because it made it less obvious, or it doesn't need to be perfect, if you will. Which for a video project, I didn't want to spend hundreds of hours making the perfect mocap data and everything. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, so that's it. And this model is actually available on my Patreon. So together with all the motion files that I created. So yeah, if you want to support the channel and maybe have access to all these motion data, then yeah, I definitely recommend checking out the Patreon. But for one lucky person, there's no need, because they will get their own Rokoko motion capture suit. Yeah. That's a good question, Mr. AJ Fiji 12. It's basically the contents of my latest video. AI, for people who haven't seen that, it's about sort of, it's me clashing against AI, right? So this video is me versus AI. And what I'm trying to show you guys is that AI in and of itself is not something to be scared of. It's a tool. It's very similar to other new inventions. So will there be people who lose their jobs? Yes, most definitely. Will it create new jobs? Yes, most definitely. Can you overcome everything that AI is sort of throwing against you? Yeah, absolutely, because AI is there to help, and you should use it as a tool to help. See it like a tool in a toolkit. So to me, it's very obvious that AI is good at doing tedious work. It's not very good at creating good-looking visuals, which really convey the story that I'm trying to tell. So whenever I use Runway, or I use Midjourney, or I use any of these other AI tools, they never really put out what I want. So I have this vision in my head, but it's never really there. Which I think is the perfect example, because the AI can never know what's in my head. Well, maybe if like Elon Musk invents a chip which he's putting in your head, which I believe he is, but until that day, AI can never know what's in my head. So the only way I can tell it is by typing in this text. And then it sort of starts guessing based on this text input what it should show me. And yeah, like I said, usually the result of that is me being disappointed. So in the end, there will always be need for me making visuals based on the things that are in my head. So I think that's how you should see AI. AI is there to help you visualize the things that are inside of your head. And as long as you have stuff going on in your head and you know what you want to make, how you want to tell a story, how you want to visualize things, that is essentially art direction. And that's the most important skill you could have. Rigging, yeah, AI will take it over. Skinning, probably AI will take it over. Other tedious tasks like maybe UV unwrapping or a remeshing, AI will probably take it over. But creating a vision that's inside your head, AI, at least in my sort of idea so far, will never ever be able to do that. So focusing on becoming an artist more than somebody who's able to use a piece of software to do a generic task is, yeah, the most important thing you could do for the future. Yeah, like Thickman said, I really hope there's a UV unwrapping AI. Nobody likes UV unwrapping. And for that one person who does, yeah, keep on doing your thing, keep on UV unwrapping. But for everybody else, yeah, please give me an AI that does it for me. Rakesh, yeah, it's absolutely still worth it to learn Blender in 2023. And I'm not just saying that because I make tutorials. But yeah, it's absolutely worth it. Because it allows you, well, we're sort of backtracking to saying the same thing, I guess, but it allows you to create stuff that's inside your head, which is very, very cool to do. If you know, and this may take a year or maybe even more, how to produce something like an idea which you have in your mind, there's nothing really that comes close to the satisfaction that that gives. And I think probably everybody in this chat can agree with that. Do you think freelancing is oversaturated? Knuckles, I think freelancing is not oversaturated per se, but it might be if you go in like the Fiverr space. But if you are good at what you're doing and you feel like you can offer something unique, which is important, obviously, then yeah, absolutely there will be room for you as a freelancer. So by being yourself and giving clients not just exactly what they want, but also giving your own spin on it, essentially, and saying, well, this is how I view it, and together we can make it the best it can be, will result in you creating a style of your own, which is recognizable to others, and that automatically generates more exposure and more willingness to work with you as a freelancer. Extra Stella, the giveaway is officially closed. So if you commented on the video about this topic, then you're automatically submitted. And if not, yeah, then, you know, sorry, but we're closed right now. Yeah, so what we're going to do next is we're going to actually start with the giveaway. And I had this fun idea to use this game. I'm not sure if you guys know it. But essentially what this does is it raises these marbles down this track, and there can be a bunch of them. And like I said, I have the list with all of your names. So I'm just going to input all of these names into this game. And yeah, we're going to race to the finish. We're going to do several rounds because it's only like a 2-minute thing. So I wanted to do several rounds to also make it a little bit more, you know, exciting, a little bit more tension. But yeah, so we're going to do this marble game. I'm going to enter all of your names here, and afterwards I'm going to try and copy like the top 100. So the first 100 people who finish. And we're going to do it again. And then maybe once or twice more. And yeah, that will result in the final winner. So let's see. We have the list here. That should work. We're going to add all of these names in here. In total, I believe we have let's see, how many names do we have? Because we need to have the same amount of marbles for 15. All right, so any choices on any of these maps? I'd say something like a robot, or, you know, something AI related. I'll also make a community post about it, Tishan. Plus, I will also sort of reach out to the person who wins, because there's a good chance that the person who wins is not actually in the chat right now. So, you know, if that's the case, I'll reach out and try and get things sorted. Just to be sort of open and transparent here, if I can't get in touch with you, or maybe somehow your country is not eligible to win, or to send this thing to, then I might have to, you know, go to second place and third place, etc., until we find somebody who does match everything we need to send over the Rokoko suit. Space Station, Space Chase. Okay. Space Chase sounds pretty good. Okay, so how many marbles did we have? We had 415. Yeah, all names are accepted. Rohan, I don't think there's one thing that would be nearly impossible to do besides, you know, our creativity, the human touch, if you will. So yeah, I think in the end, AI will be able to do anything. The question is, how good is it able to do everything? And do you want it to do everything? Because people automatically assume that because you can, you should, which is definitely not true. If you make a movie, or if you make a video game, or if you create a piece of art, yeah, you know, if I'm speaking for myself, I don't want AI to create my videos. I don't want AI to create my artworks. I like making stuff. So AI is just there to help, and I want control over the things that I do, and I think that counts for most artists. So even though AI might eventually be able to do everything, I don't think we will allow it to do everything. Doodle-doo. Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't really looked that much into Kwebbelkop AI. I think his target audience is mainly children, and to be fair, I don't think they care whether it's an AI or not. So as long as the content provides some sort of value to his audience, then yeah, I don't see the issue really. Yeah, I completely agree with Kitty there. So learning things will give you marketable skills. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It makes it easier to keep up. Indeed, it makes it easier to adapt, to overcome, essentially. So working on your skills, owning on your skills, learning new things, not just Blender, but also all the other things that might be relevant to whatever kind of job you're trying to do. So like texturing or animation, whatever it is you need to achieve the goals you want to achieve will, in the end, definitely help get you somewhere. So never view learning something new as a waste of time. That's a good question, Shikar. I think I don't have a really valid answer to that. I haven't had a job in such an industry myself. But in the end, finding a job in any creative industry sort of boils down to having a solid portfolio and being a presentable person and that is not afraid of reaching out and sort of, I think Smeef in his latest video goes over this as well. If you're just, good at contacting people, reaching out, networking, finding new people who might be interested in what you have to offer is the best way of finding a job. So have a good portfolio. Don't overthink your portfolio too much, but have it look pretty decent and professional, and then just start sending it out to people. Don't spam it, but send it to people. A degree is definitely not needed. I have a degree as that's actually pretty funny backstory here, but I have a degree as an product designer. So originally I've been taught to make physical products and how to make them in real life, besides draw them, model them, but mainly how to sell them and how to get them on the market, how to go to China and have factories there produce it, all those complicated things that come with physical products. And I didn't really like doing that after 3 years of studying, and my study was 4 years, so I decided to finish it anyways. And then I just looked for the job that I did want, which was 2D graphic design and art direction. I managed to find a job. I got good at it. I already did a lot of Photoshop, Illustrator, those types of things. And I sort of did the same with 3D. So at some point I wanted to learn 3D as well. I taught myself 3D using tutorials. And yeah, I just sort of tried finding work within the space and eventually landed a job which was around 3D as well. Became an art director and then decided to do the channel. You can't participate anymore, Matthias. All right, guys. I think we're gonna do round one here. So as far as I know, let me actually turn on some music. How would you guys like some music? How's that? Can you guys hear this or no? Okay, yeah, good. We're probably gonna do 3 rounds or something if it's a miracle. All right, guys, there we go. We're gonna do round one. I'm gonna answer some more questions after that. So yeah, there are all of you. All 415. And yeah, let's go. And there we go. You can see the leaderboard top right, by the way. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do multiple rounds as well, because this is so cluttered with all these balls that going on there. But yeah, who's going to be first? Okay, we have the first few balls coming through there. There's a nice split here. Seems to be that Starfish C is now in the lead. Oh, we lost a few. There's some people falling off. Oh, we're actually losing quite a few there. If you see your name with the skull behind it, then I guess RIP. Okay. There's still quite a few going on. There's some still completely in the bag there, so yeah, I guess they're screwed as well. Yeah, that sounds good, Ken. Oh, we're getting close. Starfish is still in the lead. He's having a god run. Oh, no. Never mind. Look at that. Now Jerry's there. All right. Okay, so we have the first finishers coming in. All right. That's good. Yeah, it's really hard to keep track of it, Live Lens. Look at that. That's so much going on. We'll just have to wait till it finishes. And like Ken said, I'll grab the first 100 of them and put them in a new round. And we'll also do a new map. Oh, this is probably my internet, Sebastian. Yeah, that's the final one. Is actually coming in. Oh, okay. So Jerry won that one. Doesn't really matter because it could also be that. Thick man. Feels weird saying your name. But yeah, so these are all the finishers. As you can see, quite a lot of you didn't finish. But we're gonna grab the first 100 and let's see, I can actually get these somehow. Raise results. Okay, so I now have them on the clipboard. Let's see if we can actually paste them in here. Whoops, spilled some tea there. Okay, let's do that inside of Excel. All right, so here we have all of our data. And these are the order that they are in. So we're gonna take the first 100. There you go. Paste them in here. And let's rinse and repeat, guys. Yeah, congratulations if you made the first 100. As you could see, it was kind of a massacre there. So, you know, let's try another one. How about robotic roadway? That sounds pretty AI to me. So we're gonna do 100 and let's clear all the names and load in 100 more. So that's all the names, 100. Oh, finish. All right. So, guys, there we go. Let's do round 2. Okay, so as you can see, this one has this nice fall thing going on, and oh my god, look at those two over there. Yeah, you better hope you're not getting hit by those. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start the race. Round 2. Good luck, everybody. Okay, okay. Ananas and you know, you guys have such weird names in all these. I'm not gonna even try and pronounce all of them. I guess you don't, Knuckles. You know, at some point it should become a little bit more obvious if your name is still in there, because like for example, Sebastian is still in there and he's in the chat as well. Nullify, as a Nullify, saw him in the chat as well, or them, I should say, sorry. But yeah, it's kind of hard to see right now if you're still actually in here. Ooh, look at that goat. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh. Can we bet with real money? You can dono somewhere on YouTube, yeah. Hey, there he is. Look at him go, thick man. Oh, there's also a few bouncing off again. That's probably because of those spinny boys. Oh, oh. Are they actually coming through or no? Those blocks are pretty annoying. They break and you can get stuck on them. Okay, well, you got our first finisher again. We're up to 3 now. We're gonna go for 50 this time. So I'm actually not sure there's 50 left, to be honest. There might not be. It doesn't look like 50 names to me. Uh-oh. So what are we doing now then? Are we continuing with just these, or are we gonna... Xander is just getting absolutely demolished here. I think there's a timeout there, so he still has 13 seconds to get there. If he doesn't make it, then... Oh, okay, okay, okay. He's making it. Yep, we're done. Okay. He did it. I believed him in. All right, so let's see how many actually finished this time. 39. Oh, wow. So that's more than half of you guys just got wrecked. Sorry, guys. You know, yeah, it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna take all 39 of them, and we'll just do 2 more rounds. So let's copy these over again to Excel. There we go. And we now have 39. Xander is the last finisher. Okay, okay. 39, guys. I'm happy to see some of you that are in the chat are actually also still in the running, because I was kind of sort of, you know, scared that everybody who had a chance of winning wouldn't be inside of the chat, which would, you know, be a shame. Kind of fun to see you guys root for yourselves and for others. So let's go back to the menu. Yeah, it's pretty harsh mixing. It's yeah. it's a real ball buster, you could say. All right, guys, so we got 39. Let's look for another level. This time I'll let you guys pick one. So name a few. Let me know which level we're gonna do. You know what? These are all the people which are still in the running. So if your name is not in there, then sorry guys. But yeah, these are all the people who still have a chance of winning this $3,500 suit. Actually, let me show you guys, because it actually comes with this pretty neat bag, which you can put everything in. It's really, really awesome, actually. Gloves in a separate case. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. Let me go full screen here real quick. Yeah. So, yeah, but it actually comes with this coat hanger, and you can just put everything inside of there. It's really, really cool. Really well worked off as well, you know, so everything is very high quality, nicely finished. I was really impressed actually with the suit. Then again, it's not cheap, so you're kind of hoping that it's that good, but yeah. Let's put that on the ground. And these are really cool as well, the gloves. They're really surprising because they already have this arm sort of receiver as well, so they already track your hands a little bit. But with the gloves, which are these things, it just becomes that much more accurate, as well as, you know, doing the whole finger movement, which is exceptionally cool. So yeah, just to entice you guys a little bit more. Like I said, 39 names. These are the 39 which still get a chance to win, and we are going to do another level. And let me just check chat. Somebody said House of Pain, Cosmic Chaos. I think we already did Cosmic Chaos, right? Or did we do Space? Oh no, we did Space Chase, I guess. House of Pain sounds kind of rough, but you know, that's what we're here for. We're not here to not find a winner, so some people have to go, you know. That's what it is. What it is. Sorry, Mama, the artists. 39. The strong ones come to the garden. Oh wow. I don't have any idea what that means actually. Okay, House of Pain, guys. That looks rough as well. Look at that track. Why is there like a cabbage field? What the hell? That's an HDRI actually, guys. Maybe they got this from Polyhaven or something. All right, so we're gonna go next round. Start race. Bono is in the lead. Filmrick is also still in there. Okay, Bono's going strong. Bono's going strong. So we're gonna go for something like a top 20 now, and that will be the last one we're going to do. And like I said, in the end, obviously the number one will get the suit, but if somehow I'm not able to reach them, I'm also noting down winners number 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know, just so we can actually find somebody who can receive this amazing suit. Oh, the sea waves. It's nice actually because they covered this up, so there's no way of you guys to fall out. Yep, Thickman, you're in there. All the way at the end, buddy. Thickman seems to be completely stuck, actually. Yep, first finish is in. Bono. 4. Yeah, I think we've got about 20 now. Oh, somebody actually managed to fall off as well. That's pretty amazing. I probably will do something like that, Light Blends. I have a Discord channel, actually. I'll link it soon. And I'll probably start hosting Discord challenges or like render challenges in there, which won't really have any real prizes, but, you know, are just there for a show. And I'll probably community post about it as well. All right, so we're done here. Bono has won. And these are the final results. And we're looking at the top 20, so you can actually see already everybody who still has a chance. Sorry, Thickman. Was almost got there. Yeah, I'm actually looking for Discord moderators before I'm really gonna start doing challenges, because I'm so busy with the videos and everything surrounding the business. Yeah, that's why. But yeah, we've got our 20 finalists here. So I'm gonna copy those again. Open up Excel here. Let's copy them again. This is sort of bugged out there. All right, so we have our final 20. I hope you still enjoyed it, Thickman, and the rest of you. You're just 24 there. That's also unlucky. Yeah, 230. Yeah, sure. Actually, that doesn't help you at all, Thickman. You're 35. So I guess you know, you're done for. Yeah, but we're not gonna change it anymore. We're gonna do top 20, and it is what it is. Now let's see. Yep, that's 20. Finish. Now we need to find another level. You know, let's end on a nice note. Let's do love is in the air. You know, let's show some love to the people who lost and to the people who might win. So we're gonna do this one. I mean, look at that, it's beautiful in pink. Oh wow. Love is in the air indeed. Yes it is. All right guys, so we're gonna start the last round. Wish everybody luck, and 1, 2, 3, there we go. Goat is in the lead. I guess it's in the name, right? Carl Ingram is now in the lead. Carl Ingram is taking a bit of distance there. Oh, whoa, what's this thing? That's pretty weird. Oh yeah, look at those hearts actually. That's nice. Gonna go for the close-up here. Carl Ingram is doing pretty good actually. He might just win. Jan Ferber, Michael Porterfield, Ananias is also still running. Yep. Filmrig's down there a little bit. But you never know how this goes, right? So, for example, look at that. Jan Ferber took a completely different round than Carl Ingram. Although, that seems to be the way to go, actually. Ah, Ananias died. Yeah, rip. F's in chat for Ananias. Ooh, ooh. Oh. Carl Ingram actually got over to... Oh, no, he didn't. Still in the lead. Oh. Ah, another one fell off. Oh, wait. What just happened there? Uh-oh, I think we got our winner here. Yup. We've got a winner, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a winner. And let's see, top 5. Apex. Okay, so we have our top 5 here as well. Congrats, everybody. In this case, particular to Obey or OB, not sure how to pronounce that. But yeah, I'm gonna try and reach out. I have all of your YouTube channels and comments, obviously, so I'm gonna comment on your comment and reach out and try and get in touch and get all your details. And if by chance I can't get in touch, I'm just gonna go to number 2 and then until we find somebody who does react. So yeah, massive congratulations to OB, and I hope they will have great use of this amazing motion capture suit, with compliments from Rokoko, of course. I'm not doing this myself. All the credits to Rokoko for supplying this amazing suit to you guys. Yeah, the thing, man. Yeah, okay. You know, I get that. I get that. You know, I understand you hope 34 people are uncontactable, but we'll have to see. I'm not sure if it'll go that far. Yeah, so here's the final results. This is our winner. I'm also going to note down Carl Ingram, Fox 5, Michael Porterfield, and Apex AMV. Ooh, Bono, you got 15th actually. So you got pretty close. Yeah, well done. Yeah, you know, yeah, it is what it is. You can't win them all. You peaked too early, I guess. That's a shame. But you know, OB is probably happy you did. Yeah, I hope you guys sort of enjoyed this weird way of doing it. The other way, you know, would have been, you know, me just holding a raffle simply. But yeah, that felt a little bit too generic and easy and fast as well. And yeah, I thought I'd do something else. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, I'm gonna note down all the names and I'll get in touch with with OB there who won. And sorry to everybody else who didn't make it. I know it. You know, you guys were all rooting to get one of these. They're pretty expensive, so I understand that, you know, winning one of these could be potentially life-changing for some of you. But yeah, I could only give away one, and we played a fair game and decided on the winner. Next, you know, before I hop off, I actually have some more time scheduled for this live stream. So if you guys want to ask me any more questions or just talk about Blender or other 3D stuff or anything, yeah, feel free to ask away. Not so much, frankly. The suit costs $3,500, including like everything that comes with it. So that's the gloves, that's the suit. You can also just buy the gloves, or you can also just buy the suit. But the total package, which was the price for today, was $3,500. Oh yeah, that's a good one actually, Knuckles. I'll do that right away. Invite people. So that's the link to my Discord channel. I'll post it a couple of times. There might be more giveaways in the future. I'm not sure if there's going to be another Rokoko giveaway. But yeah, if I close another brand deal and they are open to me giving away stuff to you guys, which I really enjoy doing that. I want to share the wealth here. Then yeah, absolutely, there'll be more giveaways, but it kind of depends on whatever comes across my path, essentially. Bless this when exactly, Thickman. That's exactly the way we should think. Tapendra Singh, yeah, that sounds pretty good. That's actually better than what I have. The only thing with a laptop in this case is that they quite quickly overheat because they are bad at sort of venting their heat. So it might be that sort of your RTX card and your CPU are bottlenecked by the temperature. So I would always recommend getting a desktop for 3D work if you can, but if you also need for school, for example, or for work, or you want to be able to take it somewhere else, then yeah, a laptop with those specs is definitely good enough. Rakesh, good topology is probably a bit too much of a big topic to discuss in this live stream. It's honestly hard to do, and at the same time it's also very simple, and there's also good tools to do it. So for example, you have this add-on called Quad Remesher. It's $40 or something, but it really does an amazing job at remeshing like sculpts, for example. So I'd always try and look in automation tools for topology, because it's, in my opinion, just not that fun to do. But if you want to do it yourself, I have a video on creating game assets, which sort of goes over how to decimate your topology and make it less intense. So you can just watch that one. Oh, it's $60. Okay, my bad, sorry. What's the first thing you're doing when you meet real sentient machine? Yeah, I have this sort of reputation to hold up now, so I guess I'll have to fight it for real. Maybe I'll do just a boxing event, I guess, versus another real sentient machine. I have a high-end laptop for mobility and it works great for Blender. Yeah, so you essentially have the same specs as me, Horizon Systems. And it does work great. But I've noticed, like, working on my laptop, which is pretty low end actually, but it does bottleneck a little bit compared to desktop, just because of overheating. Bono, I think the best, that's actually a really fair question. They're the best add-on to do easy character animations. Well, I'm not sure if you know Cascader or Cascadeur or whatever you want to pronounce it, but Cascadeur is basically a tool which will let you generate animations, which is pretty simple to do. You just have to tweak sort of poses, and it sort of animates between the poses, and it does a really good job of doing that, and it's quite intuitive to do as well. So it's probably the best way to generate some easy movement for your characters, and it's free, so that's a win-win. And also, if you've seen the video, you know about AccuRig, which will let you generate a rig, but it also comes with a big motion library. And Rokoko also has their own motion library, but it's not free. So just like Mixamo, for example, or like AccuRig does, Rokoko also has a big motion library, so you can also just buy, I believe it's a subscription model. You can buy subscription to Rokoko's motion library and get access to hundreds, if not thousands, of pre-recorded animations which you can use. My desktop specs are, from the top of my head, I have a Ryzen 7 3700X CPU, an Aorus Elite X570 motherboard, 32 gigs of RAM, which I wish I had double that actually, and my GPU is a RTX 3070 Ti. You can, if you want to get feedback on your work from me specifically, you can join the highest tier Patreon, or and then I'll, you know, really go in depth on any of your projects. You can submit once per week. Alternatively, you can also join the Discord channel, where you can just submit your work and you'll get feedback from me and others which are in the Discord group. And in that case, you know, I'll probably go less in depth because it's free feedback, but nonetheless, you'll still get feedback from me with some pointers. Is it good for custom animations as well? Yeah, it's perfect for custom animations, Bono, because it doesn't have pre-made animations. Cascader, it just allows you to make custom animations with ease. Yeah, and like what Sebastian was saying is absolutely true. So working on a laptop, it can overheat very fast, and your battery life really goes down because of the heat as well. Yeah, thanks for joining, Filmaric. Good to have you here, and sorry for your loss, I guess, in this case. Kyle Ian, there's this thing from PlayStation, I believe, which are, let me look that up real quick, but there's these colorful sort of buttons which you can just stick on your arms and legs, and it'll sort of do mocap as well. It's a bit more guesswork, but it works pretty well. I think it's called Mokopi. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, this is a link to an article, I believe, about it. But hey, Thomas, good to see you here, man. I'll try and get in touch with Runes Cartoons and see where the other 414 suits are left. Yeah, that's a good option, Thickman. You know, make your own channel, get a couple hundred or 1,000 subs, and yeah, you know, you can start making some money and potentially get your own Rokoko suit. You can actually use Rokoko suit on VR chat. Yes. Yeah, tissue is pretty cool. Not so much, frankly. I find it kind of unintuitive to use, but yeah, you can definitely do some pretty sci-fi cool stuff with tissue. I mean, you probably know what I'm gonna say, Dilek. Rokoko, of course. You know, I really enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, it took a little bit of time to set it up and connect everything and learn a lot of stuff, because I didn't know anything about rigging or character animation, or, well, essentially anything character related. And that took me quite a while to sort of wrap my head around and get all done. But once it was set up, it's super easy to use and it just works smoothly. Hey, thank you so much for the dono, Zatex Edits. I have a great video on environment making. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but yeah, there's a video on the channel, and essentially what it goes over is using Grasswald, which is a free add-on, and it comes with some free assets as well. And you can find tons of free assets online for environments, and you can just use Gscatter from Grasswald to scatter these throughout your environments to make it look very, very realistic very easily. AI mocap apps. Yeah, well, you know, Rokoko also has their own AI mocap solution, which they recently actually updated with a multiple camera thing. So you can now use 2 cameras to get more accurate mocap readings. And it works pretty decently. I've also used it in the video for Kai. It's not perfect, but I think if you try and record a really solid video and spend a little bit of time on lighting and making sure that your body is as visible as possible, then using AI mocap tools can definitely be a good help for some generic motions. Yeah, the giveaway is done, Hard Eye. OB is the winner, and I've also noted down 4 more potential winners in case I can't get in touch with OB. Did we meet live, Netty T? It kind of depends on what type of tool you're using. For example, I cleaned up all of my animations inside of Blender. So I just recorded inside of Rokoko. I exported it as an FBX file, I believe, and then imported it into Blender. And in there, I just went in the graph editor and sort of, you know, took my time there to tweak some of the things. So like I said, I had like arms going through my body, and that's because sort of the character that I created was pretty thick. And the skeleton and the basic character from Rokoko are slim, so it sort of does not take into consideration the size of your, for example, your chest. Yeah, I said thick. That's true. Yeah, you know, I mean, look at the guy. He's pretty thick. Look at that. Bada beam, bada boom. But yeah, anyway, so it got sort of overlapped, and but you can quite easily tweak this. I can actually show you guys. So if I just go into the graph editor here, and I take the skeleton, not the body, you'll see a load of things there, which is actually a bit messy here. We don't want all of them, but yeah, these are all keyframes. So this spaghetti over here, yeah, that's keyframes. I don't want all of the bones though, because it's now giving me all of them. But for example, my arms here, those are now stuck inside of my body. So I can just take this single bone here. Oh. And it should give me rotations. Yeah, so there it is. So I now have the rotations for yeah, the keyframes are messed up, but you know, they're all there. But I now have these rotations here, and I can essentially take one of these, enable proportional editing with O, and if I now move this, it should do something. Let's see. There we are. Okay, yeah, sorry, I was not in the right time. So if I now move these, you will see that the arm is actually moving, and I can just offset sort of the way the arm is positioned. So I might want to change it in another direction as well. So let's see if I take, for example, this thing here. Does that work? No, doesn't look good. And you sort of go over all of these, trying to find the right ones. Maybe you need to select a different bone. Sometimes that works as well. But yeah, you can essentially change these. So yeah, let's say, for example, like this, now it's no longer stuck inside of my body. So in this way, you are sort of cleaning up your mocap data to make sure that it all works. And because I used proportional editing, it now no longer actually gets stuck inside of my body in this specific moment. And yeah, I needed to learn all of these things myself as well. Thanks again for the Dono Sidix edits. You want some environments that are pre-made. Actually, Grasswald or Gscatter does have environments that are pre-made. So those are not free, but they are completely pre-made environments, and you can just get a plane, apply the environment to it, and it will automatically look like that environment for, like, for example, grassland or other things which are similar to it. Yeah, similar to Mixamo, again, Rokoko has a motion library, or for example, AccuRig also has a motion library. So those are all similar options to Mixamo. Harnai, my render doesn't look RTX like as in my videos. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Give me the suit, man. Yeah, it's already given away, callback, sorry. For what do you mean in particular, Joshua? Like an application for what? For Rokoko? For Rokoko, there's it comes with Rokoko Studio, which is actually free as well, because you also need it for the AI mocap, which is free. Oh yeah, to win. No, yeah. So you had to comment on the video. I believe you did, if I remember correctly. So yeah, and the giveaway has already happened. We rolled some balls down a hill, and the winner is actually somebody called OB. See you later, Sebastian. Thanks for joining the stream. Cascader doesn't need cleanup per se, Kyle, because it sort of generates clean motion in and of itself. So yeah, doesn't really need cleanup that much. Optimizing large-scale environments usually boils down to, like, for example, if you use Gscatter, you can use proxies instead of the full assets, so it will just show you these little blocks instead of the planned object, which is a lot easier on your computer. And if you want to do more, like for example, you have a very high density landscape, so not the actual foliage, but the landscape in and of itself, you can just simply use the simplify option, which should be on the right side here somewhere. Let's see. There should be yeah, there it is. It's in the render properties, and it's called simplify. You can just turn it on and it sort of removes all your subdivisions and all the high density stuff. So that also makes it a lot faster on your computer. And again, I'm just going to open that file now. Gscatter also has camera calling, so it will call all of the objects outside of your camera view, which is amazing for saving on let's see if it handles that. It's a pretty big file. Yeah, that's just an example environment. It's probably not the best one to open up. Let's open up this one. Oh. Yeah, that's actually, you can see pretty clearly here. So as you can see, all of the assets outside of the camera view are automatically removed from the scene by Gscatter, which really saves on your optimization. So it's in here, it's called optimization, camera culling. You can change the way this works actually. So I'll just increase the render width. You can see it sort of adds or removes. Yeah, so that's definitely a good option for saving a little bit on space. We are making a game in these days. Can you give me idea for animations? Well, yeah, I mean, essentially try and mimic real life stuff. So do as much of copying of real world examples. So if you have animals in your world, just look at footage of these animals, try and create similar motions. Like even having a Rokoko suit wouldn't help if you're trying to make a pig or a cow or a dog. So just having real world examples reference essentially is the key to creating animations for most of your game assets and characters. You want a full environment, Zadex? Yeah, I'm not sure you can really get those besides maybe on sites like CG Trader or TurboSquid or Sketchfab, but even then I'm probably not thinking there's full environments. And if there are, they are probably going to be really, really expensive because you're also paying for all the individual assets. So yeah, my best guess would actually be to not use Blender, but to use Unreal, because Unreal comes with a bunch of marketplace assets which are free, and there's also some great looking full environments. Like I used one for a thumbnail once, which was a complete environment done in Unreal, which sort of resembled this area in Australia, which is really, really beautiful. But I would look into UE5 then for environment stuff. How to start in UE? Well, I actually suck in UE, so I'd recommend going to the channel of a friend of mine, which you guys might know actually, but his name is Winbush, and Winbush has tons of videos on I'll link it in the chat. He has tons of videos on Unreal Engine, and he has this nice short little course, 5 videos in length, I believe, teaching you all the basics of Unreal Engine. Yeah, you should be able to start Unreal in your laptop, Atomics 3D World. Xygzerk, I suck at sculpting, so I mainly use it to add detail, which I'm pretty good at that kind of sculpting. You know, if I have like a metal crate and it needs some scratches or something, I can sculpt those in, or maybe sculpt some wood or some rock stuff. But like sculpting a character, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh yeah, the Pink Pocket TV is also pretty good at UE as well. Yeah. Kyle, I meant loading mocap into Cascader and then doing cleanup with the AI. I haven't tried that actually, but it's, you know, like from the top of my head, it sounds like it should be possible to load in mocap data and sort of clean it up using Cascader, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so you don't need a suit, Supun. Sorry if I butchered your name, by the way. But you don't need a suit. You just need reference and then Blender skills of like rigging, animation, and how to set everything up essentially, and then start creating your assets, your animations. Yeah, you are absolutely too late, Ape. The giveaway has officially happened. Yeah, there are some tutorials out there, Cameron. But yeah, it sort of really depends on the quality of your video for how it will look. So try and record a video against a blank wall, no other elements around you. Make sure your body is inside of the video for the entire time, so not have your legs or your arms stick out at any certain point. But yeah, good video will really, really help. And like I said, they changed it, so you can now add 2 cameras. So you can put a camera on a, you know, like a stand somewhere, and maybe use your phone as well. And those 2 combined will generate a lot better result. So, you know, give it another go. I'll link you guys the AI from Rokoko as well. There it is. Yeah, you are too late, Caleb. Sorry. You know, I'm enjoying it. It was a bit nerve-wracking at the beginning, sort of trying to find my foothold and doing this whole thing live, which was pretty weird. And I'm sort of still getting used to having to read chat and also trying to talk into a camera. So, but yeah, I am really enjoying it. I'm actually wondering if you guys are enjoying this. So I'm thinking about maybe starting a weekly or bi-weekly live stream at some point. where we'll just, you know, go over more Blender stuff. Maybe we'll look at some things in Blender as well, do like a mini workshop where we'll create something. And yeah, I'm not sure if you guys would like something like that, but I'm open to trying for sure. Thanks a lot, Dennis. That's always amazing to hear. I'm glad I can play a part in people's journey in Blender. Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, yeah. I also have to look like in a time, you know, because my audience is from everywhere, obviously. So I don't speak German. Well, I mean, ein bisschen, ein kleines bisschen. But yeah, I'd sort of have to look into like a time slot that would work for most people. Maybe I'll do like a Friday evening stream because it's also good for like the US and stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure still on how to set that all up. I'm not deleting the live stream for sure. I believe YouTube is automatically saving it as a VOD, so after the stream ends, you can always rewatch this stream. Oh, what's the English word for that? Let me Google that. Aries, yes, I'm an Aries, Kyle. Oh, early days, Dennis, early days. But all the more good to see you here. Yeah, that's kind of weird, right? Then you have to wake up and it's like night. It's completely dark, but it's like 12 in the afternoon for you, Thomas. That's that would be kind of weird. (8:03 in the evening, Atomic, or yeah, I suppose, right? That's a good question, Thick Man. I'm not honestly sure how to answer that. I think at the time I started making videos, what sort of set me apart is maybe both the quality and sort of the type of video that I did. I quickly started making them a little bit more entertaining and a little less tutorial style than just the normal tutorials on YouTube. So I've always tried to make things a little bit more entertaining, try to pack in as much information as possible and make them as short as possible as well. So a lot of tutorials are like hours in length or 30 minutes, and I've always tried to condense everything down as much as possible. So maybe that's it, but you know, you guys can probably tell better than me. A hardworking horoscope. I've never heard that before, but that's good to hear. I sort of thought that I was never a hard worker when I was still working like at my day job, my regular job before all this. But ever since I started this channel, it's been kind of a grind to do everything because I'm, you know, managing everything myself. So yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised with how much energy and time I can spend on this thing and still, you know, feel very happy with everything. Are there any specific companies that heavily use Blender? I'm not sure actually, Cameron, if there's like any company that really uses Blender. I think Blender has become more of a staple for many companies, but if you work at like a game company or a video company or like a movie company in Hollywood, you'll never use one single software. So you'll always have to learn the pipeline for the industry that you're in, and Blender probably plays a part in that. Like, for example, I know that if somebody wants you to model prop for a game, they don't really care which software you use. Sometimes they do, but often they don't. You know, you just need to model a crate, for example, and it is whatever. You model the crate and do it as fast as possible. But you will also need to learn Substance Painter maybe to texture it, and maybe you'll need to learn Marmoset to do the texture baking. And you know, there's a pipeline for every company, so you have to learn that essentially. I'm good at Substance Painter. The problem is if the model looks complex, the textures get very low resolution. They shouldn't get low resolution. You just need to add more separate materials then probably, Supun. So if you have like a very high dense, let's say you have like a mech, you know, an animated robot mech, and you really want it to look good, then you're probably better off taking all the parts which are slightly visible to the viewer and putting them in one material, and then taking all the parts which are very visible to the viewer and putting them in separate materials. Like for example, the head could be a separate material, and then you can really crank up the detail on just that one single part of your model. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining, Thomas. It was great having you here. And we'll chat on the Discord. I personally really like the Blender Bros hard surface course, which also goes over Substance Painter, but it also goes over hard surface modeling and, you know, all the other things. I have not seen, or I don't know any particular Substance Painter course which is just dedicated for Substance Painter. So I can't really give you an answer on that. I know there's some good videos on YouTube though, so, you know. Yes, I am a full-time YouTuber at it. So I tried to do freelancing for a bit, and I still do if I get like a great offer from an interesting client, but most of the time I'm just working on the YouTube channel and the whole business surrounding it. Suryansh, yeah, you know, that's a really broad question. It really depends on what you're trying to do and what you're good at, how good your skill set is. I think the great thing about 3D is that it's a very international skill set, so there's no need to earn your money in the country that you are living in. For example, you know, I live in the Netherlands, but with everything I'm doing right now, hardly any of my income comes from the Netherlands. So that's a luxury that 3D offers. So I think it's fairly easy to make, let's say, $1,000 a month from 3D if you have a decent set of skills and are willing to put in the work. And I know, like, for example, in India, that could be good money. For me in the Netherlands, that is really low, but it all really depends on your standard of living and where you live, I guess. But making $1,000 a month, like even in your early days, should be possible if you find good clients. Oh, that's a good question, Dominic. I have a video on render settings, so I would recommend checking that out first and seeing if you have everything optimized. If you do, and sorry, that's a really funny comment. Yeah, that's about 3 times fries for us, yeah. Yeah, so if it's still really long, even with optimized settings, then it just means you have a very big project, and yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes it takes days. Like my last video, I did a render, which is, I believe, 500 frames in length. So that's roughly 15 seconds, and it took 14 hours to do. So yeah, that's a long time. Do you know anything about LuxCore? Yeah, I haven't tried it myself, but I know about it. I know it's pretty good at doing caustics. So I know some people who use it for product renderings, which need caustics and stuff, and in interior stuff as well. I've heard good things about it. I haven't used it myself, so I can't really, you know, say anything much about that besides having heard from other people that it's pretty good. Don't remember if you talked about it, but regarding AI mocap software, so you have Move 1 early access right now, and I've been amazed. Okay, I don't know that one, Maxime. So yeah, sounds pretty interesting. I'll check it out. Move 1. Yeah, cool. In your opinion, what platform similar to Fiverr would be best for someone who hasn't done freelancing before? Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Fiverr. I think Smeef talks about it in his latest video as well. Thanks for joining, Cameron. But Fiverr is, in my opinion, kind of a race to the bottom. So it sort of rewards trying to ask as little as possible, and it doesn't value creators equally in like an equal stance. The winner is somebody called OB, by the way. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of Fiverr. I think it's a good way to have your clients find you, but there's always someone willing to do it for less money on Fiverr. So personally, I've used Upwork for a bit. That could be a good one. Again, very unfair competition there because of another race to the bottom, but I like it better than Fiverr. And otherwise, I think you're better off just trying to find your own clients. It sounds a bit hard to do because you have to do the work yourself, but you'll find better clients that way. 16 gigs of RAM is enough, Sapoon. It's not great. You could definitely use 32 or 64, but you know. Yeah, Blender is definitely good for the future in Nobi Funk. Maya, you know, I haven't used Maya or 3ds Max, so I have no comparison there. To me, Blender feels pretty intuitive. I get that it might not if you come from a different software. I'd say give it time, learn it, and Blender is absolutely a good option for the future. It's still growing massively. It gets regular updates. It's free. There's a lot of support. There's an amazing community around it, especially, which is the biggest win in my opinion. And slowly but surely, it's definitely becoming an industry standard as well. Better alternative, yeah, Kyle. So the better alternative, in my opinion, would not be using the platforms. It would just be finding your own clients, create a nice portfolio, send it out to companies you'd like to work for, instead of having them find you. Just be sure of yourself as an artist and showcase what you've got, and you know, try and sell yourself to the companies that you think are cool. Yeah, it's true, Zizerk. Maya is the industry standard in a lot of cases. I think it's slowly changing though, because Maya is so expensive, and studios also know, you know, they have to pay a license per seat for Maya, and if they have 100 artists and it's $1,000 a year, that's 100 grand a year just to have people use some software, compared to Blender being completely free. Nice to meet you too. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but nice to meet you too. When I was 15, I started with video editing, then graphic designing, then motion design. Oh yeah, well, that's nice. Yeah, that's sort of how it worked for me as well. I started out with graphic designing, then motion designing, then 3D, and I sort of got stuck on the whole tutorial thing. Yeah, it's really hard to be confident in your art skills, especially seeing all the amazing work out there. I've spoken about this a little bit before, but I think, for example, ArtStation, a lot of people, probably a lot of you guys are on ArtStation as well. ArtStation is so full of amazing artists that every time you go on ArtStation, at least speaking from my own personal experience, every time I go on ArtStation, I sort of get depressed because I feel like I can never compete with these guys. I don't understand where they get the time to make these amazing things. I don't understand how they got the skills to make these things. And it feels like I can never compete. However, I know for a fact that I can. So instead, I just make what I can. I try to get better, and I avoid looking too much at websites like ArtStation because they don't make me feel too happy. I just focus on the stuff I'm good at. I focus on creating my own portfolio, and again, finding my own clients. I don't need ArtStation to find clients. I don't need Fiverr to find clients. I don't need Upwork to find clients. I find them myself. That gives me full control. It makes sure the clients that I find are the clients I want to work for. And, you know, obviously you can get reached out to, and whatever, you might be happy with that or no, but trying to take control over these things makes sure you always know where you're going instead of feeling part of this machine, this cog in this machine where you're just trying to compete with everybody else. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sort of wrecking ArtStation here at all, because I think it's an amazing platform in a lot of ways, and there's a lot of great artists on there which are very supportive as well. But yeah, just from like a perspective of imposter syndrome, it's not always the best place to be. We are actually running out of time. I've officially scheduled until 5 for this, so we have about 10 more minutes. So if you guys have more questions, please feel free to ask away. And in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna close the stream, and I'm gonna reach out to the winners, or winner, I should say. Yeah. You're very welcome, John. Glad you like them. Anybody else have some more questions? Hello, Mahmoud. Oh yeah, Gaussian splatting. That's really interesting. I've not really dove deep into Gaussian splatting yet, but I've seen some videos of it, and it really seems like another step up from Nerf, essentially. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. Yeah, so the giveaway already happened, Dominic. We it was a raffle essentially to everybody who commented on the original video, and we played a little game to decide on the winner. I have never used VR, Bobbin, so I don't own any VR gear as well. Would be kind of cool. I would like to maybe sculpt something in VR. Try that, and potentially see it in Blender as well. That would be pretty dope. But I haven't used it before, and it also seems kind of weird to sort of be able to visually walk around your model wearing this headpiece, and you know, but yeah, it seems cool to me. Yeah, I haven't used the Gaussian splatting again, Abdul, but I use Kiri for photo scanning, actually, like I showed in my last video. And they also have a 200 image limit, which is usually more than enough to create decent photo scans. And yeah, Gaussian splatting sounds like the future, but we'll have to see where it goes. Somebody by the name of OB1. Nobifung, no, Blender will never become subscription. I've actually spoken to the creator of Blender, Ton Roosendaal, and last BCon he expressed this as well. The license on which Blender has been created is an open source license, which is legally sort of, how do you say that in English? They noted it down legally somewhere that you can never change that license. So even if Ton quits Blender, or if he somehow passes away or something, the new person who becomes in charge of Blender can never ever change that license. Blender will always forever be free. Cigar, you're in 12th and managed to convince my parents for carrying 3D, and they said see the college after 12th. I have no idea what 12th studies are. But essentially what you want to do to start after you're done with college is just work on your portfolio. Give yourself a couple of months, make nice portfolio pieces. Make sure they're presentable, make sure the place where you're putting them on, like a website, for example, is presentable as well. Make sure you read stuff about how to create good looking emails, you know, which you can send to potential clients. And from there on is just, you know, start contacting people essentially. Yeah, I did met the infamous Ton. Yeah. Nice guy. Also Dutch, by the way. Did you guys know Blender is Dutch, by the way? It's from my home country. Actually from the city where I'm from as well, originally, Amsterdam. I don't have any plans so far to do simulation nodes tutorials, Craven. I am probably going to do a geometry nodes course in the future, a paid course. And yeah, simulation nodes will probably be part of that as well. Oh, that's nice. Thick man. Yeah, cool. Dutchies everywhere. I complete my school this year and I'm not pursuing any college either, learning 3D animation courses online. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, Sam. So, you know, learning from tutorials, courses, and working on your skill set to be good enough to find a job is the way to go. That could very well be Jeroen's. I'm not sure. That's a good question. Xyxerk. I've spoken about it once before. I understand that people pirate stuff, and I'm gonna be honest, I've pirated stuff as well back in the day. You know, I'm 32 years old, and back in the day, I downloaded music, for example, before Spotify. Yeah, I'm that old. So I really understand it. However, I do feel that there's also a lot of people who pirate stuff just because they can, not because they need to. And besides that, if you do pirate stuff, then if you truly enjoy the product and it was good value to you, then please, you know, go ahead and support the creator in some kind of way. Maybe not by buying the product, but send them a donation, or, you know, let them know that they've helped you, and send them a little bit of money anyways, just because the creator, people like me, we make stuff and we have to spend all this time making it. And then selling it is already a big hurdle to take, and we try to provide value in a product. So somebody sort of, you know, stealing that, essentially, I guess you could call it. Yeah, that makes it hard for us to make a living making products. So if you can, do support the creator. How can I grow my reach in YouTube and Instagram? Make good stuff. It's really that simple. Make stuff that's eye-catching, make videos which people want to watch. Try and incorporate storytelling, try and incorporate good-looking visuals, and eventually you'll see growth. I think an Instagram account can be used as a professional portfolio, but honestly, a website is just better. You can customize it more. It's more personal. It feels a little bit more professional because you can you know, name it. You have your own website like www.kaizentutorials.com, for example. It just feels a little bit more professional, like you've spent a little bit more effort. However, if you have a huge Instagram channel and you can show potential clients or you know, people who are hiring that you have like 10K followers on Instagram because you make great art, yeah, then obviously that's a big plus. Blender product animations. Derek Elliott, who is one of the best doing Blender product animations, actually just released a couple of Skillshare courses, so I would definitely check those out. Yeah, I would download a Suzanne monkey. No, I don't know this advertisement, no. Oh yeah, wait, I do know that. It's the classic pirate things. It's pretty old school, actually. Yeah. We had that as well here in the Netherlands. Yeah, you keep reposting that cigar, but I'm just not sure what you mean. Yeah, the website resume ArtStation lets you make is pretty good. It's very similar to Adobe's portfolio. Thank you, Braid Skywalker. Greetings back from the Netherlands. But yeah, it's decent, but again, it's very ArtStation oriented, and I just don't like being on ArtStation because it makes me depressed. So I personally use Squarespace. But yeah, any of these tools work. You know, Squarespace, Wix, ArtStation, Adobe. Yeah, I already answered that, Sam, about Cigar's point. After school's over, he should just focus on making a decent portfolio and then trying to find clients. Yeah, I'll probably do a 3D community challenge at some point, Craven. I'm also intending on hosting Discord challenges, which will be like a monthly simple challenge where with a simple prompt, everybody can make art pieces and there won't be any prizes. It's just for bragging rights, essentially. Which is better for rendering and live simulation, 2060 Super or 3050 graphics card? It kind of depends on the VRAM and the amount of cores. So I'm not sure, like from the names, but I think the 3050 probably has more VRAM than the 2060, so I would go for the 3050. Yeah, you can definitely put that on your portfolio with Thickman. How to grow as 3D freelance? Yeah, that's pretty. Basically, what you need to do is you need to find a client and then you need to over deliver, make sure they're happy, and then let them promote you. Essentially, that's the best way to grow. So do your work good, make sure the result is good, the client is happy. Make sure you don't just do what the client asks, but make sure to put in stuff of yourself. They need to feel that you've added value besides just giving them what they wanted. And if you do that, they'll definitely recommend you to others. And that's how your brand will grow as a freelancer. Yeah, I already have a Discord, Cigar. I'll link it once more. And that is actually a good point to start wrapping this up, guys. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here live with me. I really enjoyed doing this. And yeah, I'm gonna reach out to the winner and hopefully get in touch. Thank you so much, guys, for your time and for spending it with me. And see you potentially in a next live stream. Oh, one final question there. Since you mentioned GPUs, RTX. I have no idea about that one, Sam. But basically, you can look up the Blender benchmark website. There's a website which has all of the Blender benchmarks, and you can find your GPU there and see if it's a good one or no. All right. Thanks everybody for joining. I really enjoyed doing this, and hopefully see you guys in the next stream. Bye bye. Have a good weekend.